Thorpe Park is home to some of the fastest, highest and definitely craziest rides. And over here on Theme Park Coastin, we're going to count down the top 10 rides at Thorpe Park Resort. Coming in at number 10 is Quantum, manufactured by Fabric and located in the corner of Velocity. This is definitely one of my favourite flat rides, not only because of its fantastic scenery, but actually due to the intensity of the ride itself. Getting flung around 40 foot in the air at least 10 times, forwards and backwards, you definitely get the sense of G-force. Additionally, it is one of the faster attractions at the park, reaching speeds of 45 miles per hour. As soon as you get into your seat, you realise this is going to be a full throttle ride. Number 9 is Tidal Wave, the intense ride which has an 85 foot drop into absolute wetness, which you come off wanting to do again and again. Manufactured by Hopkins and recently sponsored by Oasis, this ride is a summer must do. However, in the winter season, it is not so good due to how wet you get, and this is the reason why it is further up my list. The scenery in both the queue and outside looking in towards the ride is absolutely phenomenal. In the queue with the rundown signs, as well as the rooms with the toilet and everything, and then from the outside seeing the farmhouse building sunken in. The layout of the ride is extremely basic, however, until you get to the steepness of the drop, and this is definitely one of the steepest drops I've ever been on. And then when you get to the bottom and you think it's all over, there is a giant tidal wave curling over the boat, making you drenched for the rest of your day. Number 8 goes towards Walking Dead the ride. Previously known as X No Way Out, this attraction is based around the famous TV show from AMC, and it totally doesn't disappoint. As you head round the queue and the pre-show, it really feels like you are entering the safe zone. Then heading down the long path towards the ride, with all the lights going off, it makes you have this really sense of excitement even before you board it. But then when entering the attraction, it's actually a bit of a disappointment. With the track layout being the exact same as X, you don't really feel, as they mentioned it's going to be 1.4 plus, you don't really feel that feeling of actually getting scared on it, as the zombies are quite hidden and stuff, all the lights are off, and there actually is some quite grand animatronics on this ride, and only if Thorpe Park turn the lights on a bit brighter, you'll be able to see all of that. But nevertheless, it's got some quite nice drops, as well as the second lift hill being changed to have quite a shaky feel as well. Number 7 goes to my second favourite flat ride at the park, with a graveyard long sleep. Yes, you guessed it, it's Summer Ride. Manufactured by Mondial and opened at Thorpe Park in 2004 from its previous home at Chertsey Modern Adventures. This is definitely the scariest flat ride at the park, reaching a max height of 60 foot and a G-force rating of 5. You'd have to be extremely brave and a very big roller coaster junkie to head on this. However, as much as this ride is very intense with all the G-force and height, there isn't actually much of a loop pattern towards it. As many times that I've been on it, there has not been any loops at all, but the airtime really makes up for it. Number 6 is Colossus, the oldest attraction on my list, which opened in 2002 and holds the record for the first 10 looping coaster. That consists of 1 vertical loop, a cobra roll, 2 corkscrews and 5 hardline rolls. So anyone out there who loves loops, this is definitely the ride for you. However, the reason that it is 6th is due to my nickname for it, the Headbanger 2000, and it's definitely not wrong. With the age of this ride, and for all the old beams, your car is shaking all the time, and that means your head is getting flung around. So anyone with neck injuries, this is definitely not a good ride. But at the moment in time, I'm very impressed that for the last 17 years, it has been working perfectly well as it did a long time ago. Number 5 is proudly taken by Nemesis Inferno, one of my favourite John Wardley creations, being themed around a volcano eruption. This fits perfectly well within the themed area of the jungle. The ride consists of 4 inversions, many big drops and turns, reaching speeds of 50 miles an hour. The highest height you will go is 115 foot up the chain lift, so this is definitely an extreme thrill ride, but you can't expect that from John Warden. The only downside, however, towards this attraction is the long queue, and the reason for this is that there's often only 2 cars on the track, which leads to a throughput of a maximum of 1,150 people an hour, which is not good enough due to the popularity of this pretty much phenomenal dangling leg ride. Number 4 is Rush, the giant swing created by SNS where you swing forwards and backwards at 50 miles an hour. This is definitely not a ride for the faint-hearted, and this is why most roller coaster fans think this is the top flat ride at Thorpe Park. Each ride on this attraction fits 32 people, so the queue is often very quick. However, so is the ride, with only 2 to 3 times when you hit the top. And even though there is quite a few positives about this, there's one thing that has been questioned for quite a long time, and that is the overlap restraint. Positively, it gives you more airtime and the thrills are much bigger, and this is why it's kept me thinking that this is my 4th top coaster. However, it is less safe. Number 3 goes to Stealth, the fastest, highest and definitely thrilling ride in the UK, with a max speed of 84 miles per hour. As you launch down, it feels like your heart is dropping before a giant incline of 205 foot towards the top, where you get a brief look of personally one of the best views at Thorpe Park in the day and in the evening, before summiting back down all within 28 seconds. This is 100% the most iconic ride at the park, and wherever you are located you can easily know where it is, but it's not my number 1 due to the short ride time of around 28 seconds. But now, let's get into number 2. Number 2 is Forceful ride. Based off the famous horror movie created by James Wan, this Gerstler attraction certainly doesn't disappoint anyone. With a vertical lift hill, 3 inversions, and a whopping track length of 2,297 foot, you really feel like you are in the Saw movie. At the start, when heading round the barbed wire queue, you get extremely creeped out, especially with the mannequins, but that is nothing compared to the ride itself, with loads of references towards Jigsaw and the Saw movie itself, as well as the variety of crazy loops, including a barrel roll, an Immelman Man, and a dive loop, all within this 100 seconds of ride time. And this is why you either love it or you like it, as I have never met anyone who doesn't like this phenomenal attraction. I would say this is worth at least a 100-minute queue. But now, let's get into the champion, the number 1, the top ride at Thorpe Park. Number 1 is actually my favourite ride in the UK, and if you've watched some of our vlogs, you will know exactly what this is. Yes, I'm talking about the Swarm, the smoothest, best themed and most utterly fantastic ride in the park. Based around an alien apocalypse attacking Thorpe Park, you head around many rundown buildings, vehicles and etc. in an alien-shaped wing coaster, with 5 inversions, one being the iconic dive loop at the start with a height of 127 foot, and the whole 75-second ride costing them £18 million. I don't see why anyone wouldn't want to go on it, and with my various votes I've put to make this video on Instagram, on Theme Park Coastin, as well as all my friends that I talked to all about this, they have all said that this is the ride to do. So why not? We have put this as number 1, the best ride at Thorpe Park. Before we get into the outro, I just want to thank every single one of you who have used the footage of the ride in this video, because without you we wouldn't have had a video just like this. But this is me, Derrick from Theme Park Coastin, and we've just finished our first ever top 10. So if you did enjoy, please make sure to like, subscribe and comment down below, and check out all of our videos, because this is me, and goodbye.